All right. I played most of my usual games, so I'm going to ignore those. I only played one new game of note, and I'm going to try and talk as little as possible about it.
Please.
Try to talk the same amount that I did about this last week, where you just say your feelings.
Yes,
anything more than the title already betrays talking
and I will
as
talk
possible.
about it in the vaguest possible whatever. I feel
Don't
like
even say the name of the game.
I feel like I've okay. So I played Inside. Me and the girlfriend sat down and beat the entire game in one go.
How did it make you
Very
feel
easy.
inside?
Okay, Liam, you guys have not played this game, and to our viewers at home, do you remember the feeling that you got when you watched the trailer and the name came up?
Yes.
Yes.
The game is that.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Over and over and over again.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
This is so far my game of the year, no question. I totally agree with Matt. Where he said earlier, it's like, just say what I said, because I was like, how do I talk about this? I don't want to spoil anything for anyone. It's like, just say what I said. Say it's game of the year. And I thought about it. It's like, oh no, he's super right. It's totally game of the year.
But it's more vague than that. It's like maybe it's not the game of the year, but it's one of them.
Now, what I
love everything about that.
So
just the reviewers, 10 on 10, can't tell you shit.
These are the developers that made Limbo.
Yep.
And you can tell playing this game. There's a lot of similarities to Limbo. And like the core gameplay is you're a kid and you're moving left and right, right? This stomps Limbo's asshole inside out. There is no question.
Like Austin said, there's no reason to play PS2 Odin Sphere with the remake.
Yes, there's no
really
reason
no
to play
reason
Limbo.
to play Limbo with this.
No, it's completely supplanted from, Limbo had that cool art style. It was black and white or black and gray, monochrome. Inside's art style that you've seen from the trailer with this weird
Grayscale.
No one has faces.
It looks so amazing, and it's used so well, and the camera work in the game, like zooms and pans and stuff like that, is perfect. I remember reading a review afterwards, and they described that when in a 2D game where you walk over and there's something in the foreground, so you change to the next room or area. Those are perfectly paced. Right. It always feels like a big reveal when you come to a new area. The game's story is astounding while doing nothing.
Exactly.
It does nothing. Like there's no speech.
No text.
And there's no text in the game aside from the title.
There's less text than even Limbo, because in Limbo there were those little collectibles, and if you collected one, I believe it said a little thing.
The only word of text in the entire game is when you press start and it says inside.
Yeah.
And that's all you get. It's all shown you.
That's all I want.
And the number one thing that I love about it is it has the best difficulty curve of any puzzle, anything I have ever played.
Never too frustrating. Never like immediately like, oh well, I'm just gonna breeze through
the
this.
worst one I got was about a third through the game, and it took me 3 or 4 tries because I didn't realize I had to run a certain direction, and I hit a point at about the 60% mark where it clicked. And I might as well have been sprinting from left to right through the game, where every puzzle was challenging but obvious. If that makes it where you're just
you get what you have to do.
You're just there, and it's perfect, and it stays perfect from minute 1 to minute end.
The game is short.
The game is really short.
3 hours and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But I when I realized that they probably had this 3 hour and 20-minute game done for a while. They just went through it over and over and over again like polishing it, like curving out this difficulty. Really, because some of the puzzles in Limbo a lot of them are garbage.
Yes,
comparatively.
The last third of Limbo's puzzles, I believe, with all the gravity shit, is fucking terrible, and I hated that. Did you guys play Limbo?
Yeah.
Do you remember that? Yeah. I just really didn't like that.
No, I genuinely felt like Limbo got kind of miserable near the end of the game.
That does not happen here.
No, not at all.
In fact, the game gets stronger
as
over time as
That's good.
because you only have a jump and grab, and they do a lot with that, and they just start to layer mechanics as you go.
And you're never doing one thing too often.
And you learn a mechanic, and maybe it'll come back later. But but when it does, it'll be in a way that you had to master this to get here, so we feel comfortable integrating it a little, and then maybe a lot, and then, it's just masterful.
Did you see or did you look at the alternate?
Yes,
ending?
I did.
Do you know how that's done? Because I still don't know.
It's absurd.
Okay, that's just
so
that's all I
to
wanted
you
know.
folks, I would say there is an alternate ending to this game. As soon as you beat the game.
Yeah.
Look up that alternate ending because you will never get it on your own. It is braid
stars
shit level of fucking. You're not going to get it.
Gotcha.
Okay. I'll look at it then.
Astounding. Just fucking amazing.
I wanted to, but hesitated because I think we can just say it.
you can do it.
We're going to take a look at that.
I think
we're
we
going
should take a look at that.
We're going to take a look at that. So
I can't be in that because I won't be able to shut my mouth.
I got you.
I will be there, but I will shut my mouth. I'll be staring at Wooly.
I'm really resisting the urge to just fucking go, but we're gonna
Podcast over.
It has the strongest ending I've seen in a game since Portal 1.
Little indie title that came out last week?
No.
No.
You want to talk about Inside?
I want to talk about Inside.
Okay.
That game's weird.
Who's finished it real quick?
It
Show of
was-
hands.
I finished it.
Barbara did not raise her hand. So Gus,
It's okay.
Gavin,
I don't
and
have the
Bernie
system to play it.
raised our hands. Barbara has not. But I think Barbara has as great of understanding of that ending as we do, even though she hasn't experienced it.
Yeah.
Well, you guys
She
explain
might
it
know
to
it
me.
better than us.
I feel
It
like
might
just
make more
when,
sense to somebody who's never seen it.
just when you think you're getting to grips with what's happening in that game, they throw in something that's like, well, that was weird,
Well,
and then
here's-
you start like, yeah, I can get on board with. Okay, well, that's really weird.
Here's the thing about that game. I don't know what that game's about at all. I only know the ending.
We don't know either.
I
we don't know what
wish
it's about
I had
either.
a
But you
face
played
cam
it.
of myself
That's
when
what
I
I'm
finished
saying.
it. It would have been
as someone who's played it, I should understand what happened better than you. I don't.
But I
We're
mean,
on the
like,
same level.
what's
It's been
the
out a
actual
couple of weeks, right? We can talk about it.
What's the actual gameplay like? Is it like Limbo?
Limbo? Very much like Limbo, but
Made by the same people.
absolutely gorgeous, great game. Even though we're kind of bagging on it for being like, what? It's one of the best games I've
Well, I
played
saw
in a very
Ashley.
long
People should
time.
definitely play it.
Reaction.
It's a solid 9.5 out of 10.
The fuck was that?
The fuck was that?
I'd say I
Ashley?
recorded Ashley because she had finished it. And by the way, for those of you who think we could potentially be spoiling this game that you might want to play that you haven't played yet, it's literally impossible. We could not spoil this for you. I don't know.
We could spoil the ending.
I suppose.
But
we
is that
could.
like a selling point to the game?
Well, I mean, it's the ending.
Like, would someone want to not play it if they knew the ending?
I don't think so.
I would love to see just
So I don't
recordings
think
of
that's
people
spoiling.
finishing the game.
Yeah. So if you're playing Inside, record your face if you haven't finished it yet, and show us what your face looks like when you finish the game. Be very curious.
Rodzilla sent me one.
Usually, you don't want to hear.
Very cool game mechanics built in. I don't know how they came up with some of that
Send me a video of your face when you
We
finish.
did a whole.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Usually, you don't want a video of someone's face when they finish.
We did 20 minutes on the patch this last week, and I agree. I like how they don't ever give you a tutorial of any kind.
There's no HUD. And
Nothing.
there's no even, you press start and then the boy comes down and you just start walking, just like Limbo.
Yeah, Limbo's even weirder because Limbo, you start the game and you don't know it's begun, and you're sitting
Yeah.
there watching the screen, and then you're like, "Oh, am I supposed to?" And then you move and he gets up, and then you like start playing the game.
Wait, don't
Inside's
spoil
also-
Limbo. all
That's
right?
the beginning.
Inside's also really dark, like the brightness level. Like when it says like resume,
as opposed to Limbo.
it's just like, is the TV on? Oh yeah, it says resume really faintly.
Wait, if you leave the Xbox.
Right.
Oh, so it's on Xbox.
Like if I go to like
dims.
watch TV and then I go back to the Xbox.
Yeah, yeah.
What's resume?
That's what it says. Like
It's
when,
after you press start, you can resume.
right.
Okay. I think I just played straight through.
They want you to
honestly.
submit your resume. It's just a little
They
dark.
do a great job of making little bits of the game where you're being chased and you have just enough time to make it.
Yeah.
Like at full sprint, you're like, nail it.
Yeah, there's a lot of really cool stuff in the game, and it's like it starts off a little weird because Limbo's pretty like dark. I mean, it's like in a
I mean, you're
narrative
like pulling
sense.
the legs off spiders. and
Right, and the
people
bear
getting-
trap snaps you and your head goes flying and
There's
everything.
like grubs that go in your mind.
Right, which there's some of that
In the pig.
in Inside too. But at the beginning, when you first messed up, I don't know if you guys messed up at the beginning part, but you get shot with trank darts.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, they went like a softer route in this, and it's like, nope. Like,
That changes later.
2 seconds later, I was getting ripped apart by dogs. a
Or
little
the
kid.
big shockwave bit. Where
Yeah.
you just turn to goop.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Do we know what that is? Is there any indication of what the hell what that was?
I thought it was nuclear blasts in the distance, is what I think it is.
Hide behind this pillar. You're okay.
Yeah, you'll be fine. Hide behind the pillar.
Now that I've
Duck
finished,
and cover.
I'm positive I could probably go back and play the game a second time and not die at all, and just play it all in one.
I think so too. I think in that sense,
Much easier to not die than Limbo.
Much easier.
Yeah.
Limbo had that 5 no death achievement.
got it.
I never got
I got it live on Twitch. It's one of my only Twitch streams I've ever done.
Really?
I was going for that, and we were down to the last life, and everybody's freaking the fuck out.
360
Got
no
it.
death.
Got it. Fucking spin around
Let's go.
360.
It was
360 glass crash.
I thought a tremendous successor to a good game.
I agree, but fucking weird, dude.
You see this?
Really weird.
And Limbo was weird enough.